a minute. What happened? What happens next? Come on, let's see the next episode.
All right, here we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eugene on behalf of Diana and myself. Welcome to another episode of ILYVlogs. Naman. So today's episode, as you can tell from the title, is the epilogue for our entire Walt Disney trip this past February. I haven't really gotten a chance to make the final portion of this video because I wanted to find a way to really kind of explain everything that happened after our initial time there. Now, I know I left a little bit of a perilous cliffhanger at the end of the recent video. It made it look like it was somber, horrifying, or just plain scary. But not to worry, nothing was completely scary, at least not, visually, but I thought I'd take an opportunity right now to explain and kind of give you a step-by-step of what happened after our initial stay. So our original scheduled stay was supposed to be from February 11th, Thursday, all the way to Monday, which we would be departing February 15th. Our intended finale to the trip was for us to wake up early in the morning, check out, have the shuttle buses from the resort take us back to the airport and for us to check in our bags, and then head back to Houston, get ready for, the work week to commence for us ahead of us. And that would have been the end of it. But Mother Nature had different plans for us as well as the entire country. As you can tell from the snippets that I've put together, as well as all the news that you've seen throughout, the course of days, weeks, months. I'm recording this literally a month and a half after this storm. This ice, blizzard, snow conundrum that took place all throughout the United States. And if anything, the only state that probably didn't get affected by this was Florida, at least inland. So we were closely monitoring the weather all throughout the entire weekend. We were seeing a bunch of snow happening in the north side of Texas, thinking that, okay, it'll probably just be the brunt of it taking place in North Texas. Maybe southeast Texas wouldn't get that bad of the snow and the cold. But we were closely monitoring it, especially on Sunday, hoping and praying that if anything, our flight would have just been delayed. But yeah, as soon as we woke up Monday morning, February 15th, we saw the news all throughout the Weather Channel, snow hitting hard throughout the entire city of Houston, the entire state of Texas, and other various states. Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Alabama. Everybody got affected by this. It wasn't just Texas. And as soon as we saw that, Diane and I just said, oh God, it's only a matter of time before they cancel our flight, because from at least my app, from the Southwest app, it said that the flight was still scheduled on time. And it wasn't actually until maybe about 5 minutes before our intended departure from the resort that we got a notification from Southwest that indeed our flight was canceled. So really, in a mad rumbling and scrambling of finding a way to extend our stay, we went and rushed immediately to the front desk, and we let the receptionist know of our situation. Hey, we live in Houston. There's obviously an ice storm. There's a snowstorm going on right there. They're canceling all the flights. Is there any way we could extend our stay? And thank you to the great people of the Art of Animation Studio for allowing us to stay in our same room, and for us to really kind of just find this as a safe haven and hopefully riding this storm out. While that was thankful to have, that meant though that I had to extend my stay. That meant bringing out the emergency credit card for this purpose. I had to extend our stay up to Thursday because that was the earliest flight I can find, an alternate flight for us at Southwest. And fortunately, we got our room, the same room, but that was about another extra $200 plus a night. And once again, this was spur of the moment. I really had to act fast. I didn't want us to have to move from resort to hotel or not be afforded the same accommodations that we would get from a resort in another hotel. So I just said, screw it. You know, this is an emergency. We have to stay here. We have to have some kind of roof over our head. So that's what I did. So Monday was just a bit of a gloomy kind of taking in everything kind of day. As soon as I was able to book the extension for our rooms, Diane and I called up our folks, tried our best to communicate with our folks, meaning that the cell towers were damaged over here in Houston and communication was a bit faulty, but we were able to communicate and let them know the situation. We let our workplace know too of our situation, that we had to stay a little longer. Fortunately for all of our parties and all of our families, they understood. And as cool as it may have sounded to extend your stay in Orlando, to extend your stay at the resort, really, it just felt like, you know, we were stranded in a way. We didn't have tickets to a park. Yes, we could go back to Disney Springs, but you know, with the worn clothes that we've worn, you know, throughout the entire weekend, the past 5 days, and scarce amount of money because, you know, I've spent all my money throughout the entire week, and I was running literally on fumes mostly when it comes to revenue, when it comes to money. I was running on fumes, but fortunately my parents helped us out, and we were able to last throughout the next 3 days. But as far as Monday the 15th, that was kind of the day of realization that we were gonna stay a little longer, that we'd had to extend our stay, which meant having to pay more, and really just kind of assessing the situation at hand. Okay, we're here now for another 3 days. What can we do? So Monday was just more of a reflection day for us, staying in and just realizing really what's going on with our situation as well as the situation back home. And my real concern not only was just having to stay and the money eating up at us, but also the situation with my family here in Houston. They had no power, no water for about a day and a half from what I was told. So that was really in my mind, as well as Diana's mind, throughout at least the first day of our extended trip. While Monday was more of a reflection day, Tuesday was just like, you know what, we need to get out of here. We need to get our feet up and running again. We need to do something just to get us out of our funk. So we could only go to the one place that we were able to go to without having a ticket, and that was Disney Springs. We made it out to Disney Springs just to be able to say that we got out, that just to be able to say that we were able to leave our rooms and kind of not feel too isolated. We're able to walk around and explore more of Disney Springs that we initially didn't see from the past 3-4 days, that now we can say that we passed by. And if it wasn't for that, I'm not gonna lie, I would have not been so thrilled to eat something called Earl of Sandwiches, which is basically their sandwich restaurant located in Disney Springs. And yeah, had it not been for the extended stay, I would never have discovered Earl of Sandwiches. I knew what that was. I saw it from afar whenever we were there, but I never got a chance to eat there. But now I really did like that place, and I thought that was one of my favorite restaurants throughout the entire time we were there in Orlando. We were able to go to the M&M store. We were able to buy some stuff. We were able to do some more walking and discover certain areas that allowed us to exit a certain way that we didn't have to initially go around and do. But other than that, it was a good day for us to at least go out and stretch our feet and say that, you know, we're in a bind right now, but we can walk around, we can make something out of it. So that was what Tuesday mostly consists of. And as you can tell from this image, yeah, we were a bit bummed out about not going back home, but nothing a little coffee and some donuts could do to help us lighten up the mood. The ironic thing is we didn't have donuts, we just had coffee over there. February 17th, which was Wednesday, which was the final full day of our intended extended stay. I know it's a mouthful. That was kind of our final hurrah, our final like little attempt to go to Disney Springs and bask in everything that we could before we would depart again to Houston. Side note, I had to cancel again another Southwest flight after I realized that our layover location in Nashville was actually going to be affected by this incoming portion of snow that would potentially cause some delays. So in another act of desperation and panic, I went ahead and canceled it and said, screw it, you know, let's make a direct flight to Houston. And I had to go through Bush Intercontinental, and I heard they were back up and running, they were operational. So I said, screw it, let's go ahead, sacrifice a few dollars more for some secure seats and for our check-ins, and let's just go straight home to Bush Intercontinental. And that flight cost just about as much as our entire 3-day extended stay. So yeah, that ate up a lot. But like I said, it was a desperate measure because it's desperate times. You know, I just went on instinct. I panicked. You know, I just wanted us to get home safely and securely and quickly. So that was the only option. But anyways, we concluded with our final run throughout Disney Springs, you know, just to bask in everything that we had seen the past 4 days and then some, just to kind of just breathe in the atmosphere of Disney Springs, as well as try out another little restaurant called BB Wolf's, which is this unique sandwich kiosk that's located on one of the conjoining bridges. Not gonna lie, it's pretty good. I tried something that had some sauerkraut in it, and that was okay. Not as good as Earl of Sandwiches, but it was still good nonetheless. And then Diana was attacked by some birds, but forget that. And then finally we went to, I believe it's called Amorette's. That's the one place that Diana kept saying she wanted to go to, but we never had the time to do. But we figured this was our extended stay. Let's go ahead and go to this place and say that we went to it. And we got this unique little cake that was in the shape of a WandaVision TV set, like a little red velvet cake, as well as this slushy blended wine drink, which was pretty cool. Or it was a wine, or it was like a mimosa kind of, I'm not sure, but it had alcohol in it, and Diana really liked that one. I liked that one as well. But that was kind of our last run through. We went to a couple stores just to see what they had, but that was kind of our last hurrah in Disney Springs. With that said, with that all done, we just hope and prayed that this would be the last full day, last full official day in Orlando, because we wanted to go home. I was running on fumes when it came to money, and I don't know if we could have lasted another day, maybe another 2 days in the Art of Animation Resort if we were to be canceled again. Finally, the 18th came, and fortunately, very, very fortunately, our flight was scheduled on time. We were able to get out of Orlando and get back home. The brunt of the storm was gone. The icy roads were still there, but it was still operational at Bush Intercontinental to take in arrivals. We were fortunate enough that we got United. We were fortunate enough that we got guaranteed seating, so we didn't have to scramble and, you know, have one of us sit in the front, one of us sit in the back. We weren't separated or anything like that. We were actually able to sit next to each other. And we had an extra seat next to us, so we had more spacing. But overall, it was a clean flight, no complaints there. We were able to get back home to Houston, and yeah, it was pretty cold when we got back. Probably not as cold as what it was when, you know, the storm hit, but it was still cold. You know, much chillier in comparison to the 80-degree humidity in Orlando. But we got back home safely. We got our stuff back, and that officially concluded our entire stay in Orlando. What was originally supposed to be 5 days ended up being 8 days if you include travel. So I ended up spending much more than I thought I was. I ended up seeing a lot more than I thought I was. Ended up staying longer than we thought we were. And, you know, fortunately, all I can say is I'm happy that we were home, and I'm happy that our family was safe, our house was safe, everything was okay. And it was an interesting trip, to say the least. At least something that I can share with everyone here on YouTube. But that was my general impression for it. I was a little panicky. I was, you know, worried about my family back home, and I was just worried about my pockets and the money that I had left if I could survive the rest of the intended trip. I said a little bit of what I could, so now let me pass it on to Diana. Diana, what did you think about our extended stay?
So, my take on whenever we went to Disney World, let's just say it was kind of stressful. Alright, so first of all, Elsa wanted to decide to do a winter storm without us there. Like, that's so messed up. We were stuck in Florida actually for I think about 3 days. We just planned to be there for a week and we extended our stay because of that storm. I mean, it was a nice stay, but it was just one of the most stressful things we had because we were just stuck. I feel like we were just trapped with Uber Eats. That's all we did. It's either we did Uber Eats or we're like, okay, let's just go you know, explore the resorts or go to Disney Springs, which would be our only option. And that was our only form of transportation, was like the Disney Express buses. So that's the only place we would go. But most of the time we were just staying in the room, you know, just trapped watching, you know, like Netflix or like any movies we could find to watch because we were so bored. But thank the Lord, we found a flight back to Houston. It was a full flight and we were just so happy to be home, you know, with our loved ones, and it was a smooth flight. That's all I gotta say. But thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, that we're, you know, home safely. Yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen again because we're gonna go back in October. Yeah, so this time we're actually going to bring my best friends and one of my friends slash co-worker slash elementary friend and her kids. So that's gonna be fun because we're gonna go to Epcot this time. So yeah, so that's my take on whenever we went to Florida in February. So we'll see you back in October. All right, see you later. ILYVlogs, come on.
Okay, you heard it here. But overall, it's still memorable. The 3 days extended didn't diminish or demoralize or make me not remember the previous 5 days. It was still enjoyable to see everything that happened, and the resort, in the parks, at the reservations of all the places we've went to, and even Disney Springs. It was truly beautiful. It was magnificent to experience, and it was magnificent to experience it with Diana all throughout. That includes our entire trip. What was supposed to be a 5-day trip ended up being an 8-day extended trip if you include travel. I can't wait till we go back in October for the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. Stay tuned for that one when that comes out very soon. But I can't wait to go back and experience more of that. Even after all the money we spent, after all of the unexpected delays and cancellations that we've had, you know, I still want to go back there, and I can't wait till we go back there. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for joining us on our ride throughout our entire trip to Orlando. While it was chaotic, wild, fun, magical, it was everything I wanted and then some, and I got to experience it all with Diana, and that meant the world to me. So I can't wait once again till October, and for sure we're gonna have something for October for the 50th anniversary when we go there for, I'm gonna say, the last weekend of October. So be on the lookout for that. Until then, stay tuned, hit the like button somewhere around this video. Be sure to stay tuned for many more future videos to come here on ILYVlogs. Follow us on our social media platforms. You'll see somewhere in the description below. Like, share, subscribe, comment if you will. Tell me about any other places all throughout Disney and Disney Springs that maybe we didn't see that you would like for us to experience and get a reaction firsthand for. But until then, thank you once again for the views, the support, the love. We could not be any more happier to hear from anyone and everyone regarding our trip. And that's it for this little epilogue. I hope I got a chance to explain it as thoroughly as possible. And be sure to tune in very soon for more episodes of ILYVlogs. Thank you. Wait, before I go, I just want to do a quick special shout out. So as you can see, we did a lot of things. We were fortunate enough to experience a lot of things and be able to access different sides of the park, the resort, that we didn't think we would be able to do in our life. And it's all thanks to this one individual. Her name is April, and she represents Believe Vacations, and she is responsible for everything for our trip. Believe Vacations is a special kind of travel agency in which they book Universal, Walt Disney, and Walt Disney resorts all throughout Orlando. What differentiates her from the rest of travel agents, she gives you a thorough game plan of what to expect on certain days, certain parks, certain events. She gives you a rundown of anything and everything, especially for individual interests, such as myself and Diana, who had certain interests. Like, she was able to accommodate for all of those, and she was nothing short of spectacular. Even on her off days, even when she was getting married, she was able to help us out. And that speaks volumes for a travel agent. And I have nothing but great, praise and accolade to preach to the masses for Believe Vacations by April. So I urge you, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever decide to travel to Orlando and go to either the resorts, to the Disney parks, to even Universal, I urge you to use Believe Vacations by April. I will put the information on the description section. You will see all the information I could lay out. Contact her now if you want to quote for a certain time or date at Universal Studios or at any of the Walt Disney World resorts or the parks. Let them know ILYVlogs sent you, and I hope she does nothing but wonders for your vacation, especially if you're one to want to find out how to get on certain rides at certain times, or what sections to discover while this section is crowded up. Anything and everything that you had questions for, April will be able to answer for. I highly recommend her. So thank you. Big shout out to Believe Vacations by April for being such a great help for us throughout the entire trip, even our extended trip. Thank you so much, and I can't wait for the vast information and overall help that will be provided for us when we go back in October. On behalf of Diana and myself, virtually all of ILYVlogs, we just want to say and extend a great big thank you to Believe Vacations by April for making our experience at Walt Disney World a magical, magical experience. Thank you so much, April.